you would probably know better than this, but I think it's more the price point where you can still get a really good asset for
Yeah.
that 400, 500 mark. Is that right?
Yeah, 100%. And we always get a lot of clients, talking about the hotspots, so your
Yeah.
Townsvilles of the world, for example. And again, it's driven by, a lot of growth in the last few years, and it's still fairly affordable today. So we always advise clients on numerous factors before we start, sourcing the property. There's nothing wrong with Queensland today by any means. You will definitely find properties under $500,000 there, but we also consider market cycles, where certain locations are in the growth cycle, what kind of government spending, what's the economy like, are we too dependent on one or two industries, for example. That
Mm.
comment about the Olympics and all the infrastructure spend, the train line, that's all amazing, and there's a lot of infrastructure happening in Brisbane right now. Are we personally focused on a lot of areas in Brisbane today? Again, it comes down to affordability and what the client's risk appetite is, how long they're holding the property. So it
Yeah.
might suit some buyers, it might not suit a lot of buyers as well. For
Mm.
us personally, if you're investing in an area, you want to see the affordability cap allow for at least 30 to 40% growth as a minimum in the property. So, if I'm going to a regional Queensland area today, what are the probabilities and fundamentals showing me that we'll be able to see that growth? Because
Mm.
otherwise, there's a high risk of holding that property. Because I'm assuming, especially today, Northern Queensland, regional Queensland, a lot of investors have gone into the market. And by no means am I saying that market is not going to grow. I think it'll perform really well over the next 12 to 18, 24 months. But we don't want investors stressing out over a property purchase, because property is a long-term asset. It's a very has a real human element to it, where people want to live in this asset. It's got a real intrinsic value. So you want to be able to secure the property, hold it for a long time frame without thinking about, is a price going to be volatile? And so those are just
Mm.
things we always discuss in property strategy sessions before we place clients.